A good neighbor to nearby downtown Phoenix. We're at State Farm Stadium here in Glendale, Arizona. Plenty of season left to go. 3 months of football ahead as we are underway here in Week 4. Here's a return from the 7. Oh, trying a surprise here to begin the game. And an excellent return here sets them up almost at midfield.
I'll tell you what, as a quarterback, you sure appreciate a run back like that to begin a ball game. It makes your life a lot easier, and they're going to be set up with really good field position to get things going.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Play action with Nix. And the connection not quite there yet on his opening throw of the game.
Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
Pass taken in by Sutton. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Here's a give up the middle. Escapes a defender. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
Kate, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going in.
And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense. It just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 38 out of the play, and that'll be good for a Denver 1st.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
On 1st down, they'll run. And he found a little room to turn it into a nice gain down to the 6. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a 1st for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one.
And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Broncos finish up an excellent opening series. It's a Bo Nix touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Bass now to kick this away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. This return makes it up to the 25. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Trey Benson. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 28. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. Caught at the 20-yard line. And he's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals finish off their opening drive. Marvin Harrison Jr. with the touchdown. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy. They found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
So following the missed point after, a chance to take his frustrations out on that football as he sends this away. Kickoff taken at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. Drive, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. Completed over the middle. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Taken in by Smith. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back-to-back carries here. And they're going to bring him down after a good gain to the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and they only need 3 more now on 3rd down.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nix off the play action. Throwing deep for the end zone. And the defender comes away with it. Sean Murphy bunting in to pick it off. And the Cardinals get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And what a hit there. Ouch, she pays the price for moving the chains that time. 1st down, ball at the 36. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Escapes the pocket. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
Bails out of the pocket quick. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. Throwing with a blitz on the way. McBride hauls it in. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, In a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
He's got it to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. It's an 11-yard gain to back up the considerable gamble there on 4th down, and they move those chains. Still sticking with the passing game. Has him on the quick hitter. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
From the 42. He puts some power on a deep one left. Into a crowd, and that pass is intercepted. Picked off Brandon Jones. And the Broncos take over as he records his 10th career INT. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, Kate. We got 1, we got 2. Do I hear a 3rd interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought the defenders are offensive guys with bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the first quarter. We've got a close one here. We'll return to State Farm Stadium in just a moment. We're back, and it is Broncos football as we resume. They've got 2nd and 5. Nix from the gun. Flushed out of the pocket. That's complete to Vele. And as this play goes out of bounds, all eyes turn to that flag on the field. Chasing him down outside that pocket, but it looked pretty clear, Brock. He should have pulled up instead of making that hit anyway.
These defenders can't help themselves. All right, the QB's got red jerseys in practice, can't hit them in training camp, and when they get out of the pocket, and you know every one of these guys wants to lay a lick on them, they just don't have the control and discipline.
If you ever doubted he was a former QB. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
Going to the ground again on first. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
On 3rd down, here's Nix. Complete to Mims. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Going for it on fourth, Knicks. Oh, not like this. An interception ends that drive. DeMar Hamlin picks it on. And the Cardinals are going to have it after his second interception of the season.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right? You watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six, yeah, it stinks for the offense. But that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. And the Broncos are going to have it after his second interception of the season. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks him up, gets it right back for him.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
Knicks with it on first. Mims with the grab. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Throwing on first down, Knicks. Hits his running back. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. They get 13 on the pickup. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They'll run here on first down. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Going to be second down.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Knicks. This finds Smith. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at Glendale. The Broncos hoping to grow their lead before halftime. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Knicks now to throw. He's got Smith. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. They'll try and punch it in. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. 2nd and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Here's Knicks to throw. And he will score. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos grow their lead just before halftime. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
That one splits the uprights. And the Broncos grow their lead to 8. Bass now to kick this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. They go play action on 1st. The Broncos get to him here. He's brought down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
19, Tiger, 19, Buffalo 18, go!
Trying again following the sack. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
Panther 60, Bronco switch, Bronco switch. Ready, ready!
A give left side to Benson. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
He connects downfield on 4. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Working inside the red zone. Chased out to his right. And oh, he got it! Interception! Pat Surtain has it. And the Broncos will be set up at the 20-yard line following that interception. They'll begin this drive with barely over 25 seconds left. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. He's on the move.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Play action with Nix. And this one falls incomplete. Still 17 seconds left to play.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Nix. Complete beyond the marker. They touch him down as he finds enough to pick up the 1st. Now the Broncos take their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Markers reset, ball at the 37. To throw, here's Nix. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they get there to touch him down, Brock, but a big gain on that play. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Bass now to kick this away. Calvin Austin on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. They're out and set. First and 10. And off to Benson to start the drive. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. From the 39 now after that explosive start to this drive. First and 10, looking to throw. Forced out to his right. He's got it at the 30. And he nearly takes it to the red zone before going out. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Benson on first and 10. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
It's an Arizona touchdown! The Cardinals cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Trey Benson, the touchdown! And the Cardinals telling their offense to stay out there. We got a 2-point attempt coming here. And they draw just the right throw, and it ties this game for them. But we all knew extra point was doing nobody any good there. Got to go for 2 in the tie. They do. They get it. And just like that, we're all squared up here in the second half.
Squared up, brand new ball game, even Steven. Who is Steven? Do you know who Steven is?
Good question. No, go ahead. Go ahead, though. Take it.
I don't know who Steven is, and I don't really care because it's a whole new game with both teams totally alive.
They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Blitz coming. Nix. Dump off caught by his back. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Nix from the gun. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. Third down coming up.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting a completion in that area, and not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection.
And the hit stops him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. Looking to throw. Throw is caught by the back. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Here's Nix. Taken in by Smith. And they're going to be down close to the 35 as he goes out. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Broncos will have a first down. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Running it now out of the gun. And he made the most of his running room on that one, getting it down to the 27. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. to the well again. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
From the red zone now. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
This is one of those many moments where I'm really thankful I'm in the booth and not on the field. Because in my day, defensive tackles couldn't run like that. This is not a statuesque QB. This guy can run. And it wasn't a linebacker or DB that chased him down. It was a big old D tackle. Tip of the cap to you, my big man.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. Tried getting it to Cortland Sutton. So now it's going to be third and long. Nicks off the play action. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field. Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
Jukes out a one-stop, space, left sideline, and he's off to the races. He does it, touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals need only one to take the lead. Trey Benson, the touchdown. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
The Cardinals kicking team out, and they'll put a charge into this one. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Look at this out of the bag of tricks. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And he's well across the 45, almost all the way to midfield before going out.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
I'm not sure that deficit's going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, this is a defense that sees their offense creating not a ton of separation on the board, knowing they've got to shoulder the load. And sacks like that go a long ways towards doing it.
He gets a lock behind one. Deep downfield. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And things look tougher now with third and long. Now he'll throw off the play fake. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And that brings up fourth and long. Here comes the Broncos punting unit. And a big hit on the return to stop him cold. No return on that punt. And it'll be Cardinals football. It's Benson on the give. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. All right, here we go. Second down. Back now. Pressure on its way. He's throwing deep to the left side. He's got it inside the 25. And he's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals take a 13-point lead. Marvin Harrison Jr. with the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. That one right down the middle. And the Cardinals double their lead to 14. The Cardinals kicking team out, and they'll put a charge into this one. Starting from the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. He lofts it deep left. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. And he gets in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. On the return, here comes Austin. He's got a lane up past the 30. And they are just a hop and a skip away from midfield as he goes out of bounds up beyond the 45. The Cardinals with some nice field position to start off this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. The give now to Benson. Launching for the pylon, and he's got it! Touchdown! The Cardinals lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. Trey Benson, the touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. That one splits the uprights. And the Cardinals double their lead to 14. The Cardinals kicking team out, and they'll put a charge into this one. This return starts at the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Taking his shot. Deep down the field it goes. He drops it. Oh, a huge gain in hand, but he couldn't finish the catch. Cortland Sutton, the man he was after. So 2nd down coming up. Throwing here, Nix. Has him on the quick hitter. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Now Nix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down. 3 quarters in the books from this one. It's Broncos football. They're on a mission here. They trail entering the 4th. Facing a 4th and 12, but this offense is undeterred. the play fake. He'll throw. And they won't do it. That falls incomplete on 4th down.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Oh, putting him in the spin cycle. Makes a cut. And he will carry this across for the Arizona touchdown. The Cardinals have likely locked up the win right there. Trey Benson, the touchdown. His 4th total score of the game. That one right down the middle. And the Cardinals stretch their lead to 21. The Cardinals kicking team out, and they'll put a charge into this one. Fielded at the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Nix to throw. He puts some air under this one. Deep right. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he gets in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos get it back to within 2 possessions. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. Yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Bass now to kick this away. On the return, here comes Austin. And he gets crunched by a big hit right at the 25 to end that return. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
19 tight. 9. Come on. Hey.
Handoff headed left to Benson. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st. Throwing with a blitz on the way. On the move, headed right. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. On 1st and 10, it's Henry. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a 1st down.
Jukes one defender. And they take him down right along the 30. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10.
70 Lions. Hey. Go.
Dropping back to throw. 2nd down coming up. The defense calls a timeout. That's their 1st. Offense to the line for 2nd down.
18 Cardinals.
Benson now from the gun. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. Give him 4 on the play. Doesn't help a ton because they're still left with 3rd and 15. Denver calls the 2nd of its 3 timeouts. This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Buys time, rolling right. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down. Pass play now. That's cut beyond the marker. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Forget that it was 4th down, Brock. That is an impressive 22-yard pickup, and it gets them the 1st. They give up the gut to Benson. And they needed more than one defender. Their powerful runner stopped for just 1 yard. Now the Broncos take their 3rd and final timeout. And this could be an issue the rest of the way with no way to stop this clock. On 2nd and 9. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Let's go.
Back to throw. This one's caught. And he drives this down to the 8 before going out.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. Throwing on 1st down, Nix. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Picked off by Garrett Williams. And the Cardinals are going to take over after the interception.
You know, Kate, once you've thrown a couple picks, it's easy to become check down Charlie, right? Just throw it underneath and not take any more risk because you don't want to throw what he just did, his 3rd interception of the...
And he will score. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals make it a 3-score game in the 4th. Trey Benson, the touchdown. A 5th rushing score for him as he moves one away from the NFL record. That one splits the uprights. And the Cardinals stretch their lead to 21. The Cardinals kicking team out, and they'll put a charge into this one. He fields it from the 8. Trying to reverse it on the kick return. Big shot at the end of that return as he gets it just past the 20. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Flushed out now to his left. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Finds Mims. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground.
And the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
Shotgun snap to Nix. And he will score. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos get it back to within 2 possessions. And the Broncos offense isn't leaving the field. Looks like they're going to go for 2. They'll throw again. Nix. And no connection on the 2-point try. It fails.
You know, no sense in piling on. Pretty clear for everybody to see. He knows he should have had that one. Just didn't watch it in the whole way. And it leaves 2 points on the table.
With time ticking away, they prepare for a must-get onside kick. And the Cardinals' hands team secures the football. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks them, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Staying on the ground with Benson. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. And the Broncos corral it. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
You're using this play to try for a 1st down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for 3rd down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
one's cut along the left sideline. And they can't jump to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Nix from the gun. Completed to his running back. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or two short of the 25.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take.
And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted.
I know exactly what the quarterback was envisioning when he let that one go. Touchdown, baby. Not long after, I know exactly what he was thinking. Oh, no! Give me that one back, because the coverage baited him perfectly into that throw, and even more so.
Has room down the left sideline. The 30. He's at the 10. Scores. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals have likely locked up the win right there. Trey Benson, the touchdown. The 6th time he's run it in this game, and that ties the NFL record. That one right down the middle. And the Cardinals grow the lead now to 22 points. The Cardinals kicking team out, and they'll put a charge into this one. Starting from the 5. With some trickery here on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Fits it through the middle. He's at the 30. The 10. And he gets in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos get it back to within 2 possessions. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you think on the other side defensively they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Oh, and he's got a man open. Complete. Ooh, and he can't shake the defense. They track him down in the backfield, and this 2-point attempt fails. Bass now to kick this away. And that one is going to go out of bounds. Wow, they're going to get great field position out of this. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. He goes to a knee as time winds down in this one.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
They give on 2nd to Benson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball. Big gain downfield. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Juke the defender. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
60 by 6. Slash, slash. Let's go now.
They'll run here. It's Benson. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down. So the Cardinals fight to a win here at home. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. With Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.